In this tutorial, you will see how to add a file-based input clinical data model. Input data models are used to load ePRO, ECG, lab, and PK/PV data files directly to DMW. Make sure your study administrator configured the file watcher in order to load data. On the home page, select the study. Click Study Configuration. Click the Add Clinical Data Model icon. Fill in the name and the description. For model type, select Input. Input type is File. For input data file type, we are selecting Text. Alternatively, you can upload SAS files to create tables. You need one data set for each table, either in a CPORT or export file or in a zip file. For text files, you must load a zip file that contains one MDD file per table. See the documentation for the required syntax for metadata files. Click OK. Click Watcher Configuration. Select a data source. Your administrator must set these up. Click Save. If the file type is text, click the Data Load Parameters icon. In this case, files will be delimited. The delimiter character is a comma. The enclosing character is a double quotation mark. To prevent loading records at the beginning of the file, enter the number of records you want the system to skip. For reported errors, specify the number of errors allowed per file before the load fails. No records are loaded if the load fails. For rows before commit, specify the number of rows you want the system to process before committing process rows to the database. For date format, specify the exact date format used in the data file. Do not enter a value here if the data file does not contain a date field. Click OK. Click Add File Specification. Fill in the name and the description. Enter a file name that uses POSIX Extended Regular Expression syntax. You can use an asterisk to support file names with a timestamp. File names must be unique across all models in the study. Select the life cycle. Select the submission mode. Click Help to learn more about the submission modes. Select the execution priority in relation to other jobs. Select Scheduled as the data load type so File Watcher checks for new data files. Set frequency to 1 minute if you want File Watcher to check once a minute. Enter the date and time for file watching to start and end. We recommend setting this to at least 6 months after the expected date of the last subject visit. Click OK. Install the clinical data model. The model installed successfully. If you chose SAS as the input data file type, you need to specify here the upload file type and the number of errors allowed per file before the load fails. To learn more, see the documentation on the Oracle Help Center.